Before we start, if you want to change the color theme of your interface, you can do so by typing Options and press Enter, or by clicking the AutoCAD icon at the top left of your screen. Go to Options, go to Display, and here you can choose either light or dark. I'm gonna choose light. And then once you're done, press OK. Introduction to Workspace. Workspace consists of toolbars, ribbon, control panel that are organized together in order for you to create your drawing. At the top is where you have your ribbon. By hovering in the area, it will provide you with a short description of the command and how to use it. We also have a view cube where you can change different views to your drawing. You can also add toolbars to make your drawing efficient by clicking at the top where there is a down arrow. Click Show Menu Bar. Go to Tools, Toolbars, AutoCAD, and you have a variety of different kinds of toolbars that you can place anywhere. At the bottom is where you have your command line. This is where you type commands and see additional information the system will ask you in order to function the way you want it. Also, we have the layout tabs. When you are ready to plot, you just head over here, create your template, and you're good to go. On the right side is where you see Ortho, Polar Tracking, Object Snap, the function that you sometimes turn on and off depending on the application you are doing. Once you are happy with your custom workspace, you can then save it by clicking this icon and click Current Save As. So every time you open a drawing, all of the settings will be there and it will be the same. Navigate your drawing. By scrolling up, you are zooming in on your drawing. By scrolling down, you will zoom out on your drawing. To move into your workspace or the term pan, click and hold the wheel and then slide your mouse. Object selection. Selecting an object from left to right by left-clicking and dragging the mouse will turn the area blue. You will need to cover the whole area in order to select the object. If we do it again, and if we are not able to select the whole object, it will not be selected. But if we select everything and it's covered in the blue area, it will be selected. Selecting it from right to left, by clicking and dragging the mouse, it will turn the area green. You don't need to cover the whole object to select. Press Escape to cancel the selection. Scale. It is ideal to set your scale 1:1 when you are drawing in the model space, as it can be confusing. It's best to scale whenever you are in the layout or when you're ready to plot. Coordinates. This number represents the location of the cursor at X, Y, and Z axis of the drawing. This number represents the X, this is Y, and this is Z. Z is always 0 as we are at the top view and we're doing 2D. If we change the view, you can see that this represents the X, this represents the Y, and the Z represents the height. This point is where all the coordinates are all 0. Units. To set up your units, type units and then press enter. The drop down will provide different kinds of lengths, different kinds of precision, the angle, the insertion scale. Your setup depends on the location and the type of drawing you are going to do. Once you set up all of this, press OK and you're done. Draw Tools is located at the top left of the screen. And the first command we're going to discuss is line, the most commonly used command in AutoCAD. By typing the command line or clicking the icon line, you can start the command. It will ask you for the first point and the next point. You can either press Escape to finish the command, or you can continue and then you can click Close in your command line. Let's start the line command again with a specific dimension and angle. Turn on Ortho by clicking the icon or F8 on your keyboard to constrain the line, horizontal, and vertical. Also, turn on your dynamic input by clicking this icon. Let's start the line command. Let's type 20 and then enter. I want my second line to be with an angle. So first, I will type in the distance, 20, and then press the tab to switch the distance to an angle. I will type 45 and then press enter. Press your escape to exit the command. Polyline. To draw a polyline, either type in P-line and enter, or click the icon above. Similar to how you entered the dimension and the angles in the line command, but the only difference is once you finish, you can select all the lines completely. To draw a circle, either type C and press enter, or by clicking the icon above. One thing to know is that there are different kinds of points to draw a circle, and by clicking the arrow below, you'll see that there are different points to start a circle. What we did earlier is center to radius. You can also do a center and then diameter. There's also 2 points 3 points, tangent radius, and then tangent, tangent, tangent. To draw an arc, either type A and press enter, or by clicking the icon above, you can start the command. Similar to circle, there are different ways for you to create your arc. To draw a rectangular, either type REC and press enter, or by clicking the icon above. In the command line, you can either click area, dimensions, or rotation. I'm gonna click the dimension. It's gonna ask for the first length. I'll put 5. And then it will ask for the second leg, which is the width. I will put 10. After this, it will ask for the orientation. By just clicking on the outside space, you can set and finish the command. Under rectangular, we also have polygon. If you click the polygon, it will ask you to enter how many size you want. Let's put in 8 and press enter. It will ask for the specific center. It will ask you if it's inscribed or circumscribed. Lastly, we have ellipse. By typing ellipse and press enter, or by clicking this icon above, you can start creating your ellipse. There's also different ways of creating ellipse. These are the ways you can use draw tools in order to start creating your drawing. Object Snap provides screen shape signs that can help you draw with precision. Each screen shape signs represents a particular object snap that you can turn on and off depending on what you need. To access object snap settings, you either type OSnap and then press enter, or you can click the icon below and click Object Snap Settings. Here, you will be able to check and uncheck modes depending on the application you are doing. On the left side is the green shape sign it will show under drawing. We have an example here that we are going to recreate with the help of Object Snap. First, we're going to discuss endpoint. By checking endpoint, you will be able to snap at the end of line or a rectangle. As you can see, the shape square is appearing at each end of all objects. So now let's start recreating the shape. First, let's click line command. Let's press 9, enter. So what if you unintentionally press escape? If you have the endpoint, it will snap at the end of the line. And then we could close by snapping at the end. Midpoint. By having the midpoint checked, you'll be able to determine midpoint. By having the midpoint checked, you'll be able to determine the midpoint of any lines. In this example, I could snap on the middle of this line. I can also snap in the middle of this line. We can also snap midpoint to midpoint. By turning on the center, you'll be able to know the center of the circle. And having an endpoint, you'll be able to snap on the endpoint of these two lines. Extension. By checking this, you'll be able to know and create a line without creating an extra line to create this object. Perpendicular. With the help of midpoint, we're able to create this line. Tangent. By having tangent on, we're able to snap at the tangent of this circle. Helpful tip is to make sure that only check the object snap that you are using, as it will be confusing if all of them are on while you are drawing. Modify tools are helpful commands that save you time and effort. Let's start with copy. I'm gonna select the rectangular. I could either type in CO and then press enter, or I could click at this icon. It will ask for the base point. And if you don't have your ortho on, you can basically put the copied object anywhere like this. If you have your ortho on, you can click the icon or F8. Now it will be either vertical or horizontal. I'm gonna select the second point where I want the placement of the object. And then press escape to exit. Another option with copy is copy with array. I'm gonna start the copy command, CO, press enter, select the object, click your base point, and as you see in the command line, there is an array, so you can click A and then enter. Now it will ask you how many objects you're gonna copy. I'm gonna select 5, and then now it will copy 5 objects with the same distance. I'm gonna select the second point and then hit escape to exit. Move command. You can either type M and then press enter, or you can click this icon, select the object, select your base point, and then the location you want. You can either type in a number and press enter, or you can estimate it yourself. I'm gonna type 50, enter. Now I move it 50 units from the location it originated. Next command is rotate. You can start by typing RO and then press enter, or you can click the icon at the top, select the object, select your base point. If you have your ortho on, it will be every 90 degree. If you uncheck it and use your polar tracking, you can set it every 45 degrees. You can also do it 30. And so on. What if you want it back to its original state and you rotate it in a random angle? To fix this, type RO and press enter to start the rotate command again. You click on the object, select the base point. You can either type in R for reference, or you can click it on the command line here. It will ask you for the specific angle. So you click on this point and to the next point. After this, turn on your ortho and click escape, and then you're done. Offset. Here I have two rectangular shape objects, but the difference between both of them is this is made with polylines and this is made with lines. To start offset, you can either type offset and press enter, or click the icon above. Once you click the icon, it will ask you for the distance. I will press 5 units, so 5 and then enter. You can offset it inside or outside. In this situation, if I offset this, it will be individual. So to fix this, I'm going to erase this first. You can type in the command join. So you can select all the lines. Type in join, J-O-I-N, and then press enter. It then converts the 4 objects to one polyline. And then now you can type in offset again, 5 units, and then it will be the same as the other. Another offset option is with multiple. So you can start with offset again, press enter. I'm gonna put 5 units again, 5 and enter. I have a line here. So it created a line 5 units for the distance. If I want to create more of this, I could either type in M for multiple or click it here in the command line. So every time I click, it will create a line 5 units the distance. Press escape to exit. Another offset option is offset plus true. To start, type in offset and press enter. You can click here or type T and then enter. Select the object that you want to copy. And then by choosing the point, you can recreate the elevation line of the set object. Press escape to exit. Trim command. To start, you can type TR and press enter, or you can click this icon above. You can select the object, press enter, and then select the lines that you want to erase. Press escape to exit. Another example, I'm gonna type TR and press enter. I'm gonna select all the objects, press enter. I'm gonna delete these lines and then escape to exit. Extend command. To start, you can type in EX and press enter, or the icon above under trim is extend. The first object you're gonna select is the boundary and then enter. And then the second objects are the one that you want to extend. Press escape to exit. Mirror command. To start, you can type in MI and then press enter, or you can click the icon above, select all the object, press enter, select the first point, you have to turn on the ortho and then select the second point. Once you select the second point, it will ask you if you want to erase the original or no. So type in N and then press enter. If you type Y, it will erase the original. Command fillet. To start, you can type in F and then enter, or you can press the icon above, select the two lines that you want to fillet. Fillet with radius. To start, press F and then enter. You can type R or click the radius in the command line. I'll type R and then enter. Put in the units. I will put 5 and click the lines that you want to fillet with radius. So the next time you fillet again, you will still have the arc or the radius. To fix it, type F and press enter. Type R for radius. Put it back to 0 and then enter. And then fillet this again with a 90-degree. Fillet with polylines. So this rectangle, it's a polyline. You can fillet all of the sides in one instance. To start, press F and then enter. You can either click here for polyline or just type P and then enter. It will ask for the radius. So I'm gonna put R for radius and then I'll put 5 for the units. Select the object. Another fillet option is with multiple. This object is created with lines. So to start, type F and then enter. Type M for multiple. Select the lines. And then press escape to exit. Chamfer is similar to how fillet works with trim, multiple, and polylines. To start, type in CHA and then press enter, or click the icon under fillet, chamfer. You can type D for distance and then enter. So it's asking you for the first chamfer distance. I'm gonna press 5, and then the second chamfer distance, I'm gonna put 10. It will ask you for the first line. I'm gonna choose this. Next, it will ask you for the second line. I'm gonna choose this. Press escape to exit. Scale. To start, I can either type SC and then enter, or I can click the icon above, select the object, enter, and select the base point. Here, I could scale the object whatever I want, but it won't be accurate. Instead, I want to reference this object so that it will be the same. To do this, I'm gonna type R for reference and then press enter. I'm gonna select the length it will reference, and then the new length. So I'm gonna type P for points and then enter. I want this line to copy this line. and then press escape to exit. Stretch with the help of extension object snap. So first, you need to turn on your object snap and check extension and then endpoint. You can type S to start the stretch command and press enter, or you can click the icon above, select the object, enter, select the base point, and with the help of the extension object snap, you can copy the same length as with this one. To create a dimension, you can type in TIM and press enter, or you can click the icon above. Click the first point and the second point, and lastly, the height that you want the dimension. As you can see, the text is so small. It's because AutoCAD has a default size and we need to fix it. To fix it, click annotation, click this icon. You can either create your new, or we can modify this. Let's start with the line. I want my dimension from the point that I base on to have a gap. I'm gonna set this one to 100. Symbols and arrows. I'll want my arrow size. So basically this arrows, I'm gonna set it to 200. Text size. I want my text height to be 200. Primary units. I want to keep decimal with precision numbers. I don't want comma, I want period. I want my dimensions to be showing millimeters. I'm gonna keep the decimal degree 0. I'm gonna click OK and then close. I'm gonna delete this and do it again. Type in DIM, enter. Your first point, your second point, and then the height that you want your dimension. Press escape to exit. There's a way to put dimension faster. To start, you still have to type in DIM for dimension. Select the 2 points. And then you can go to annotate and you can click continue, or you can type in dim continue, and then you can keep on adding dimensions. Press escape to exit. Let's go back to home again. There's two types of text that you can enter. You can either enter M text for multi-line text or a single line text. So to start, click the multi-text. You can select the height here. I'm going to select 300. Start typing. For multi-text, you can create a paragraph and then just click outside and you're done. The difference between multi-text, multi-line text, and a single line is for single line, once you hit enter, and then click outside to exit, all of this is single text. So I can delete this, and as you can see, it's a single text. Unlike for a multi-line text, if you delete one, it will delete all. Another annotation tool is Leader. You can type in your words here. You can make the text and the arrows bigger by going to annotation and selecting this. You will then can create new or modify. And here you could just change the format that you want. So if you want this one to be bigger, you will need to change the arrowhead, the text. You will need to change the text size, the leader break, lastly, you can insert table. So here you can change the column, the row height, the data rows, the column widths, or if you have your data from Excel, you can import it from here. To start understanding layers, let's open up our layers property. What I do is I usually dock it on my left So right click on this tab, allow docking, right click again, and then anchor on your left. So now, every time I hover on this area, it will appear. So in this drawing, I have the layer names here. Currently, I have 0 ticked. So if I create a line, it will fall under layer 0. This layer cannot be deleted. Also the depth point. So the depth point, if you create a dimension and set up all the information, this will be automatically created to save all those information. Aside from that, I created a dimension layer. That's the color red. The doors with green, exterior wall, interior, and room name with all different colors. So in this example, I want to create a new layer. Click this icon, new layer. Let's type in line. Let's change the color. Let's choose this blue color and press OK. Here, I could either change the line types. So here, I have continuous. I could load more. I could have the dashed line. Press OK. Click this again and press OK. Now this line type is dash. You can also set different line weights. So when you create, there's going to be a default. You can either change different line weights here, depending on your drawing. So in this example, I'm going to put 1 millimeter. Press OK. Before I start the line, I could double click here to make my line layer current. I'm gonna start a line. In here, you won't be able to see the dashed line. But if we go to layout, you will see the dashed line. Also, you can turn on and off different layers. So let's move this. So in this example, I'm gonna turn off the door layer. As you can see, I can also freeze it. By freezing it, I'm not actually removing it, but I'm helping AutoCAD graphics to save more memory. I can also lock it. So by locking it, if I select this and try to delete it, I won't be able to delete it, or to move, or to copy. You can also turn off multiple layers by selecting the door first. I want this layer to stay, but the rest will be turned off. I could press Ctrl A, press Ctrl, and click the door, and then I could press this light bulb. So as you can see, only the door stayed. What if you want to change an existing layer to a different layer? In this example, I'm going to select this dimension. It's in dimension layer. I want to change it to a door layer. And as you can see, it changed color and it changed the layer. I'm going to put it back. Here, you can also isolate layer by clicking on this icon and selecting the layer that you want to keep, and press enter. So what if you want to add more dimension? You can do so by selecting this layer and you click make current to make it current, and then you can just add dimensions. It is important to set the layers first when creating your drawings in order to have an organized workflow. A block can be a collection of line, polyline, circle, text, and art that can be combined together to form a single object and can be used repeatedly. The block tools is located at the Revit beside the layers tools. We're going to discuss how to create a block, how to insert it, how to edit it, and how to edit a block using Explode. To start, I have created a wall and I have created window, and then I created door. I will then create a block from these objects so that I could insert it here, and for the door I'm gonna insert it here. To create a block, simply click this icon, put the name, pick an insertion point, so uncheck this specific on screen, pick point, I'm gonna pick this endpoint, I'm gonna select the object, enter, and I'm gonna press OK. Let's do it again for the door. Click create, put the name, pick your insertion point. I'm gonna choose this, and then I'm gonna select all the object and then press enter and OK. So once you created the block, you can now use the insert to insert the block. Let's try the door first. I'm gonna click the door. In this example, I want to rotate the door. So you can either click the rotate or type R and then enter. I'm gonna choose this endpoint and this endpoint, and then now it rotated on this axis, and I could click it again for the position. So let's insert the window. Here, I don't need to rotate, so I'm just gonna click on the endpoint. Here, I need to rotate again, so I'm gonna type R and then enter. I'm gonna choose this endpoint and this endpoint, and then now I could place it on the position. What if you have this situation? I'm gonna insert a door. I'm going to rotate it, so type R, enter. I'm gonna choose this line that is perpendicular to this line. And then lastly, I'm gonna place it on the position. So now, let's try to edit a block. So if you edit this block, all the changes that you made here will be reflected to the same blocks. So I'm gonna click the window. I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna choose the window and press OK. Now we are in the block editor. Here I'm gonna choose the layer window first. I'm gonna put a line from here to this endpoint and this to this endpoint. I'm gonna press escape to exit and then close block editor. Save the changes to the window. And as you can see, the changes that I created here will be reflected to all the blocks. But what if you only want to change this specific block and not the rest? To do that, you have to select the window. You need to select this icon, explode. So once it's exploded, you can do your changes here. And then now it doesn't reflect the other windows. You can either leave it as is, or you can also create another block and name it window 2.